I feel great today. Obviously it's a hard place to go out in the game because you're so close to the end. You're so close to the million. But at the same time, like, I came back last night, just kind of laid down and thought through every vote that I made the whole time, and I still feel good about them. Even seeing the people, that that I did vote out and seeing that they're pretty angry, like I do still feel good about it. I feel like I made the smart decision when I needed to make the smart decision, and like the honest decision when I needed to make the honest decision. So I feel good about that. I said that I wanted to walk in and out of every tribal council feeling proud of how I played this game, and so I did walk out of this one the wrong way, but I do feel proud of how I played the game. The whole game, I'd been thinking, I'm going to get third place. I need to figure out a way not to get third place in this game. Like, my strategy has to revolve around not getting third place. And so I aligned myself with two people who I thought would both take me to the final two. And then, as soon as Danny won immunity, I was kind of like, oh, I feel a little more nervous now. And, that nervousness just kind of grew, and hearing her talk at Tribal Council, she was basically saying, I'm either going to take Rafe to the final two and lose, or take Steph to the final two and win. And I was like, oh, I'm screwed. She's going to vote me out. No one wants to give up $1 million just to do the right thing, I guess. So, I just had a sinking feeling. A sinking feeling and a hopeful feeling. I thought that Steph's name might come up. And then it was mine, and I was just kind of like, okay. I played as hard as I could. I played as hard as I could for 38 days, and I went out with one vote. And you just gotta, I try to make the best of everything that's happened to me out here, and try to make the best of that too. Just like go out with a smile, tell them both congratulations, and make the best of it. I did play a good game, and I got real close, real damn close. Yeah, it's not one of my favorite experiences that I'll look back on, getting voted out of Survivor. It's a really hard feeling to see your name come up there. It was only the second vote I got the whole game, so yeah, it was definitely really, really hard to see it, and just know that I fought so hard for 38 days. And fought so hard to try and get a final three where I'd get to the final two, and then it kind of just be dashed right in front of you. If you're going to go out of this game, you might as well go out in the final three with the person that's voting you out saying, if I take him, he's going to win. Like, there's not a much better way to go out of the game. And so, at least in that, I feel really good. She said Rafe has played an amazing game. He won half the immunity challenges. He, strategized really well, and he played an honest game too, and, he's a good guy. So it was nice to hear Danny say all those good things about me. Not as nice to see her vote me out afterwards, but, it's just kind of one of those things, like, 17 people are not going to win this game, and for me to go out the way I did, like, I feel really good about it. I feel like it's the best way I could have gone out if I wasn't going to win. And so, I do feel good about that. Like, there's just something kind of nice and relieving about being voted out because you're a big threat, instead of being voted out because you don't deserve to be there, or because no one really likes you. There's something kind of comforting about that. Like, well, I didn't win, but she thinks I could have. I definitely take with me from this experience the relationships that I made out here, the bonds I've formed. I know I have lifelong friends that I've made out here, a lot of them, and I also take like a stronger sense of self, a stronger sense of who I am, and in a game like this, you are faced with incredibly difficult decisions every single day, every morning, every afternoon, every night. You're faced with difficult decisions that make you ask, who am I? Like, how do I react to this decision? I have such a stronger sense of self after going through this, and making really hard decisions voting out people I really cared about and keeping people that maybe I should have voted out, and still feeling good about what I did. Like every decision, you just kind of have to find what feels right to you. And I feel like I was able to do that and follow that the whole way through the game. And the other thing I'll take with me is like, a sense of physical strength in a way. Like I came into this game and no one expected me to do well in challenges. Like, I was targeted on the first day because people thought that I wouldn't do well in any of the challenges and that I would be physically weak out here. And I won half of the individual immunities, and it was a big deal to me. It was a big deal, to be a gay guy and come out and really compete. And I didn't win the challenges because I was the most like physically fit or the most athletic. I won them because I really, really was determined and like gave it everything to win all the challenges that I competed in. So that feels really good for me. You always kind of think to yourself, or I always thought to myself before I came here, I was like, I think I'll do really well in individual challenges. But you never know till you're faced with that situation of like, I have got to pull something out if I'm going to, pull something from deep that I didn't even know if I had, if I'm going to win this. And I was able to do that. So, I definitely have a stronger sense of kind of just like competition and my ability to do well in competition. My best memory, without question in my mind, from the whole game was seeing my mom walk out from behind that Mayan temple and seeing that big smile on her face and her little, capri jeans and her little hat in her hands. And, I'm just so close with my mom, and she and I are really similar in a lot of ways. And just for her to come out here and see me and see my son made it to the final 6. My son, is playing this game so hard and, has done so well for himself. And just to see that pride on her face, even though I didn't get to talk to her, just seeing that and just having that moment where, I could connect with her and be like, Mom, share this experience with me. I'm on Survivor. I got to the final 6. And to see her and to have her see me was just I've never had a feeling like that before. I was just I've never been so overwhelmed with joy that I cried before, and I just couldn't stop crying. And I'm not a big crier in real life. I hadn't cried for a couple years before I came here, and just seeing my mom there, I was just so completely filled with joy and a sense of pride that she gave up so much of her life for me so that I could achieve great things, and I achieved great things out here for her. And for her to see that, I just felt it was the best feeling I've ever had in my whole life. I think that this was the toughest Survivor there's ever been. Just for a couple reasons. One of them being just the physical conditions out here. We're literally living in the jungle with nothing but corn that has almost no nutritional value to it. We're eating worse than cows every single day, and we don't have 4 stomachs. I think just the physical conditions out here were so horrible, and starting with that 11.5-mile hike and those grueling physical challenges at the beginning of the game, it was by far the hardest start to any Survivor that I've ever seen. But I think the real reason that this is the hardest Survivor ever is because this Survivor had 18 people who were not quitting no matter what the hell happened to them, no matter how bad things got, no matter what kind of trek they were on. This was 18 people who were going to fight until they went out of this game. And that is what made it awesome to me. I felt like I was going up against the best out here. There was never a vote where you're like, oh, well, this person, will be okay with going home tonight. It'll be fine. Every single person here fought tooth and nail to stay in this game until the moment their torch was snuffed. And that was awesome. That is why this is the hardest Survivor ever, is because there wasn't one person here who ever threw down their torch, who ever gave up really even at all for a second. Everyone here was a fighter and a competitor, and I think there will be fireworks tonight at the final tribal council because this is the most competitive group of 9 there's ever been at the end of this game. I mean, just fierce people who wanted to win. And, 8 of them aren't.